What does dreaming of aliens mean? What does dreaming of aliens mean? Dreaming about such strange creatures who are literally out of this world can symbolize something or someone in your life that feels very foreign or unfamiliar to you. They may not have started out that way, but given recent developments, it's as if you are being reintroduced to them. You get the strange feeling that they have exposed a new side to themselves, and it seems like you're talking to somebody who is a complete stranger. Does this ever happen to you? It actually happens far more often than people care to realize. And it is no surprise that your subconscious can use strange imagery like that of space aliens to draw your attention to such developments in your waking life. On the other hand, dreaming of aliens can also indicate a subconscious desire on your part to escape your current reality. This may be due to a desire to explore something new, or you may feel that you're stuck and whatever daily routine you go through simply isn't cutting it out. It simply isn't cutting it anymore. So you're looking for something exotic. Maybe a part of you that prizes personal adventure is slowly coming to the surface. What does it mean to dream about a UFO? Dreaming about a UFO or unidentified flying object can symbolize something in your life that is both taboo, mysterious, and suppressed. The funny thing about suppressing information is that for the most part, we're the ones holding the information from ourselves. Maybe there are certain issues in your past that you'd rather not revisit or look at too closely. Perhaps it's too painful. Or maybe you've been told a certain narrative for all this time and you simply just don't have the energy or emotional strength to really figure out what's going on. You'd be surprised as to how conspiratorial other people's personal narratives can be, and they're right up there with UFO theories. That's how powerful personal narratives can appear. And unless we challenge them, we will continue to suffer. At the very least, we'll continue to be in the dark. It really is your call, because if your subconscious is showing UFOs as symbols for something deeper and unexplored in your life, eventually things will come to a boil. What does it mean to dream of aliens and UFOs repeatedly? Anytime you have a series of dreams that focus on the same theme, you need to sit up and pay attention. Your subconscious is not repeatedly sending you these signals of aliens and UFOs because you just watched a UFO flick on Netflix. That may be the case, but your subconscious is trying to draw your attention to something deeper. Pay close attention to people in your life that have changed or your relationship has evolved in a certain direction. Try to see if you feel a sense of unease or confusion when you're around those people. If you do, then your subconscious is trying to tell you about certain realities about yourself. Remember, your life is about you and the changes that you need to go through and the realities that you need to face. This is not a question of you trying to change other people. They may seem to have changed, but in reality, your perception of them is the one that changed. The question is, are you okay with that? And where does this lead to? What is the meaning of being abducted by aliens in your dream? One of the most common UFO narratives is that these aliens from faraway galaxies are abducting people. It's not a surprise that some of this narrative can find themselves in our dreams. When you have these kinds of dreams, this can indicate a part of you that is looking for external forces or circumstances that influence your day-to-day decisions or actions. It is very convenient to have somebody to blame for choices that we've made that we've come to regret later on. The truth is, you know the truth. You know that you ultimately are responsible for whatever decisions you have made. You have to realize this, and the more you try to pin the blame on others or perhaps even situations beyond your control, the more powerless you become. Depending on the context, alien dreams may also represent a feeling that you don't really fit in. Maybe you think differently. Maybe you perceive different topics or themes from a completely different perspective. This is not necessarily something that you have to feel bad about, but you need to study it and become more aware of it and possibly use it to your advantage. Believe it or not, people are actually more understanding than you give them credit for. The key is to just communicate clearly, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. The first step is to be self-aware. What is the dream meaning of a friendly alien? You have to come to grips with the fact that you are alone in this universe. I know that's kind of a bad news for a lot of people. It shouldn't be. There's only one of you. There's only one of you that will exist, and once you're gone, the mold is broken. Hang on to this special personal power of yours. You are an individual. You are special. And when your subconscious is showing you images of friendly aliens, it is trying to communicate this deep truth to you. You will continue to struggle in your life if you do not acknowledge and ultimately accept and embrace what is different about you. Your differentness, believe it or not, and however awkward it may manifest itself from time to time, is actually your superpower. It is your special voice. It is your special contribution to whatever else is going on in the universe around you. So stop apologizing for it and instead become more aware of it, pick it apart, and let it contribute to the great narrative that constitutes your identity. I know that's a mouthful, but the more you focus on this, the simpler and more understandable it will become. It takes quite a bit of effort, though. What is the meaning of a dream of seeing aliens land in your dream? Nothing can be scarier than an alien invasion. And the truth is, there has been changes that has been going on in your life that doesn't sit well with you. A lot of this has to do with the fact that most people are simply unable to handle change. We are, after all, creatures of comfort and habit. We grow accustomed to seeing our day-to-day life fit a certain pattern. And unless we are careful, we get used to that pattern. And any changes to that pattern makes us feel vulnerable or even insecure. This is what's happening on a subconscious level with you in a key area of your life. Those aliens that you see landing in your dream communicate a sense of being out of place or a sense that things are changing and you really can't do anything about it. Well, the truth is, you can do something about it by simply changing how you perceive things and possibly working on a plan to make these changes work for you instead of against you. I know that's kind of a mouthful, and it is a big goal, but it's definitely worth it because at the end of the day, you have to adapt. There's no getting around this. What does a dream of an alien invasion mean? Aliens landing in of themselves don't necessarily mean an invasion. Maybe there was some sort of intergalactic treaty between some alien civilization and the Earth. Maybe they're here to help us. But if you've been watching too many Twilight Zone episodes, you know that the phrase "to serve man" can either be an expression of generosity and assistance or the title to a cookbook. An alien invasion, on the other hand, is pretty straightforward. Usually when invasions happen, there's a lot of destruction, chaos, confusion, mayhem. If that is what you are seeing, in your dreams, you realize that your perception of change or your inability to adapt to changes has come to some sort of boiling point. Maybe there's some issues at work, and the changes that are coming are very visible to everybody, but you have this tendency to stick your head in the sand, define it out of existence, compartmentalize it, or do a million other things that besides dealing with the reality. You have to understand that, again, you have more control over your life than you give yourself credit for. The key is to decide to deal with reality as it exists, not as you wish it existed. That is the most powerful step that you need to take right now. Everything else simply is a waste of time. And that alien invasion with all its emotional turbulence will play out in your life, but not necessarily in the form of little green men coming out of metallic objects floating from the sky. No. You will be faced with a situation where the choices are very stark. Adapt or die. What does dreaming about an alien ship mean? If you've had an alien ship dream, the focus of your dream is on the design of the ship, as well as perhaps an emotional realization that this is something that doesn't exist on Earth. Your subconscious is trying to emotionally prepare you for dealing with a new acquaintance, new co-workers, new classmates, or a challenging circumstance. In other words, you have to tap into your natural sense of discovery or adventure. We all have this sense. Unfortunately, as we get older, we chuck this aspect of our childhood and we focus more on pattern recognition and growing accustomed to similar patterns. That's how we grow old and our minds start to close. Well, you have to reconnect with your natural curiosity and tap into your insights or intuition because there's a lot to learn in a short period of time. And this can lead to an experimental kind of mindset or attitude, which will lead you to new, uncharted, and possibly even more profitable territory. This doesn't have to be the end. In fact, it can be the beginning of something better. What does it mean to dream of escaping from aliens? Generally speaking, when people have these types of dreams, they feel that they have made up their mind regarding opportunities to change or handle unpleasant and new situations in their lives. I understand why people feel that this is the best way to deal with things because they're hanging on to the world as they understand it. But the problem is you may be hanging on to something that is fast changing. It's a waste of time. It's futile. So it's probably much better to focus on whatever external forces or challenges you are facing in many different areas of your life and change your attitude about them. Be more curious. Look past initial impressions. And you'd be surprised that there's actually a lot of the old in the new. By working on those patterns and getting yourself emotionally comfortable, you can then start to roll up your sleeves and make changes and put in the work to benefit from these changes instead of feeling like you have no other choice. Otherwise, your dream of being chased by aliens or escaping from them can represent a sense of frustration that is so deep that you just want to leave your current reality. As you probably already know, this is almost always not a realistic option. What does it mean to dream of having sex with an alien? It's not uncommon for people to have dreams of alien sex because when you watch documentaries regarding UFOs, one of the most common themes that come up again and again are abductions leading to some sort of sexual contact. But in terms of dream analysis, the meaning is actually quite different. It is not literal. Instead, the sex with the alien that you that appear in your dream actually involves a rising or growing emotional readiness on your part to do whatever is needed to change with your circumstances. In this context, alien sex is actually a positive sign because you're no longer thinking about the old ways or the old binary or categorical descriptions you may have had of your reality. Instead, now you're open and you're willing to mix and match and shake it up and come up with a new combination that can benefit you. This is a great mindset because you're dealing with reality as it's fast evolving in front of you instead of running away from it through comforting fictions of the past. Not exactly a winning strategy. What does a dream of giving birth to an alien baby mean? This is one of the most emotionally traumatizing dreams anybody could have, especially if you are a male, biological male, giving birth to an alien baby. But this really simply symbolizes that you have to give birth to new realities to your life. If you don't, somebody else will, and guess what? That alien monster baby will rule you. Put another way, it's much better to get ahead of the changes instead of being rolled over by changes. You'd rather be the person who makes things happen instead of the unfortunate person asking around with a confused look in your eyes, what happened to me? It's your choice. And there's actually a lot of opportunity right now for you to get ahead of the curve. It's not too late, and it all begins with your mindset. Things are happening at work. Maybe there's a lot of layoffs. Maybe there's talk about the company splitting up. You maybe in your relationship, your partner is not all that happy. Use these opportunities to grow. Take control, starting right now. What does it mean to dream of being chased by aliens? There are many different ways to be chased by aliens, and I believe I covered one aspect of it. But in this interpretation, if you're being chased by aliens and they're firing lasers at you or whatnot, what it really indicates is that you are feeling threatened by something that you have discovered in yourself. And the truth is, there's nothing to fear because we are all multi-layered organisms. We have different aspects to our total persona that we may or may not be fully conscious of. By simply choosing to be more aware of the different aspects of your personal reality, you can make peace with different parts of your personality and actually use them to your benefit when it comes to certain challenges, situations, or possibly even problems that you face on a day-to-day basis. Thank you for watching this video from exploreyourdreamlife.com. Please click the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Share this video. We appreciate your support. If you are looking for custom dream interpretations, feel free to leave them in the comments, and the staff will publish an analysis soon. What is the meaning of aliens attacking you in your dreams? There are different ways to perceive of an attack. Some attacks are now not attacks at all. Maybe an alien ship changed color or started emanating weird sounds that make you uncomfortable. There's a lot of wiggle room in terms of how to interpret those dreams. But when they start blasting you with lasers, then the dream is easier to interpret. When you see yourself being attacked by aliens in your dream, your subconscious is screaming at you that whatever strategies and coping mechanisms you may have had in dealing with things that are unfamiliar, unknown, or threatening in your waking life are simply not working. So your emotions of feeling beaten down, overpowered, or simply feeling tired are taking over your waking life. Your relationships are beginning to suffer. This is a warning sign from your subconscious. Whatever it is that you are doing, you need to stop. You need to take a long, deep breath and pay close attention to the details. Get a big picture view, and it's probably a good idea to confront ideas, realizations, past memories that you have been trying to ignore for so long. These may contain the answer that you need to make more sense of your present situation. What does it mean to dream of fighting aliens? It's one thing to be attacked by aliens, it's another to actually fight back. And if you see yourself fighting back like Han Solo from the Star Wars series, pat yourself on the back. When you're fighting back against change, this can mean that you are realizing that you need to change, but you are not going down without a fight. You are also going to try to change your surroundings, and the best way to do this is to change how you think. It all makes sense. When you change how you think, you change your reality, because at the end of the day, the only thing that the universe is sending us are neutral stimuli. It is up to us, in our choice of mindsets and attitudes, to interpret these stimuli into our personal reality. And this is not academic or intellectual, because once you interpret something or a set of signals a certain way, it changes your emotions. It definitely will lead to you saying different things. And when you keep saying the same different things because of your mindset, you start doing things differently. And that's when your life starts to change, because at the end of the day, the world doesn't really care about your feelings. It definitely doesn't care about your intentions. All it cares about are the things that you do. Because for every action, there is a reaction. And that's how you change or edit your personal reality, when people see a change in your behavior. But for this to happen in a programmatic way that leads to an outcome that you can be happy with, you have to be deliberate and clear when it comes to how you choose to see your personal world. Again, it's all your choice. No aliens needed.